Their planet's predators terrified the aliens until they watched humans eat them. Zara pressed her scaled hands against the observation deck window as the human ship landed on Keth Prime. The massive vessel kicked up clouds of red dust as it settled near the research station. Her fellow Kethian scientists gathered behind her, their violet eyes wide with concern. The humans had answered their distress call, but Zara wondered if these soft-looking beings could survive even one night on their world. The apex predators of Keth Prime had already killed 3 research teams this cycle alone. The razor wolves hunted in packs of 50. Their metal-like claws could slice through steel armor. The shadow serpents moved faster than their sensors could. Track and the bone crushers stood 12 feet tall with jaws that could snap a hover tank in. Half Commander Lisa Morgan stepped off the human transport first. Her brown hair was tied back in a simple ponytail, and she wore basic combat gear that looked almost primitive compared to Kethian technology. Behind her came 5 more humans, including a redhead named Katie, who was chewing something, and a tall woman called Amy, who carried what appeared to be cooking equipment. Zara activated the translation device and spoke through the intercom. "Welcome to Keth Prime, Commander Morgan. I am Chief Researcher Zara. We appreciate your response to our emergency signal, but I must warn you, this planet is extremely dangerous." Lisa looked up at the observation deck and smiled. "We received your data package about the local wildlife. Sounds like you have quite the ecosystem here." The Kethian researcher felt her throat pouch flutter with anxiety. "Commander, these creatures have forced us to abandon 6 research sites. They are unlike anything in known space. Our weapons barely slow them down, and our armor provides little protection." The human woman named Katie finished whatever she was eating and wiped her hands on her pants. "Actually, they sound pretty tasty, Lisa. Can we set up camp near that stream? The one where the bone crushers come to drink." Zara nearly dropped her data pad. The human wanted to camp near the bone crushers. She watched in disbelief as the humans began unloading their equipment. Instead of weapons and defensive barriers, they carried pots, pans, and what looked like seasoning containers. Amy opened a container and sniffed the contents. "Perfect, we brought the good spices for this mission." "Lisa, you said these razor wolves taste like a cross between chicken and beef, right?" Commander Morgan nodded according to the preliminary scans. "The bone crushers should be similar to lobster or crab meat. And those shadow serpents, their muscle density suggests they would be excellent." Grilled Zara felt dizzy. The humans were discussing the apex predators of Keth Prime like they were planning dinner. She activated her emergency communicator to contact the other research stations. "Dr. Nira, this is Zara at Station 7. The humans have arrived, but I think there has been some mistake. They appear to be planning to eat the predators." The response came immediately. "Eat them." "Zara, have you confirmed they understand these creatures have killed dozens of our people? I tried to warn them, but they seem more interested in cooking methods than survival tactics." As night fell, the Kethian scientists retreated to their reinforced bunker. The humans had set up a simple camp with a fire pit and basic tents. They had refused all offers of energy shields or plasma barriers. Katie was sharpening what appeared to be large knives while Amy arranged various plants they had gathered. The first razor wolf appeared at the edge of the firelight. Its metallic claws scraped against the rocks, and its pack was close behind. Zara counted at least 30 of the creatures circling the human camp. She grabbed the communicator. "Commander Morgan, you need to return to your ship immediately. The razor wolves are here." Lisa looked up from where she was preparing some kind of sauce. "Thanks for the warning, Zara. Katie, you want to take the ones on the left. I will handle the right side." What followed challenged everything Zara knew about predator and prey relationships. The humans did not run or hide. Instead, they moved toward the razor wolves with their primitive weapons. The wolves attacked with their usual pack tactics, but something went wrong. The creatures that had terrorized her people for generations began falling one by one. The humans moved with a fluid coordination that made the wolf pack look clumsy. Lisa used a simple blade to redirect a wolf slash, then struck at precisely the right spot to disable it. Katie was actually laughing as she fought using the wolves' own momentum. Against them, within 20 minutes the entire pack was defeated. The humans began field dressing the creatures like they were preparing for a feast. Amy started a larger fire while the others brought over the wolf carcasses. Zara opened the bunker. Communication system to contact all research stations. This is Station 7. The humans have defeated a full razor wolf pack. They are now preparing to cook them. The next morning brought the shadow serpents. These creatures moved so fast that Kethian technology could barely track them, but the humans seemed to anticipate their attacks. Lisa threw some kind of powder that made the serpents visible. Amy used what looked like a net launcher, and Katie moved with reflexes that rivaled the serpents themselves. By afternoon, they had caught 6 shadow serpents and were discussing the best way to prepare serpent steaks. The bone crushers arrived at sunset. These massive creatures had never been successfully fought before. They towered over the humans, and their bone-crushing jaws could snap trees in half. The humans looked up at the approaching giants, and Amy smiled. These are going to need the big pot 3 days later. Zara stood in the human camp surrounded by neat piles of processed meat from every major predator on Keth Prime. The humans had not just survived, they had turned the apex predators into a food source. They were now discussing which cuts would be best for smoking and which should be preserved for the journey home commander. Morgan, how is this possible? Zara asked. These creatures have terrorized my people for centuries. Lisa looked up from where she was showing Katie how to fillet a shadow serpent. I guess it is all about perspective, Zara. On Earth, these would just be considered large game animals. Every ecosystem has its place and everything is part of the food chain, even apex predators. Lisa smiled. Especially apex predators. They usually have the best meat. Zara realized that her people had been thinking about survival all wrong. They had seen themselves as potential prey when they should have been considering themselves potential predators. The humans had not defeated the creatures of Keth Prime through superior technology or weapons. They had simply refused to accept their position as prey that evening. As the humans prepared a feast from their hunts, Zara sent her final report to the Kethian High Council. The human solution to our predator problem has been implemented. Successfully, they have demonstrated that these creatures can be managed through what they call hunting and cooking. She paused, then added, I recommend we begin cultural exchange programs immediately. The humans have offered to teach us their methods. They call it survival, cooking, and apparently it is considered both practical skill and recreational activity on their world. As night fell on Keth Prime, the sounds were different. The usual roars and howls of the apex predators were replaced by human laughter and the crackling of cooking fires. For the first time in generations, the night belonged to something other than the predators. The humans had shown them that even the most terrifying creatures were just another challenge to overcome. One meal at a time,